Hey guys, what's going on? Yeah, you get to see stuff behind me. Different setup. You see candy behind me. Anyways, um, eating pork rinds and everything all over me. Hey, I'm just kind of a snack lover. I'm trying to see my messy house. Anyways, um, today I kind of want to talk about something different. Every once in a while, I love music. I definitely love music, and today is kind of a what you would call this kind of a video, a praise kind of video, not like worship kind of praise, but like to praise a band for being so original. No, I mean, I guess shouldn't say that, but every once in a while, I find a band that I kind of want to like just tell everybody about, and today is one of those days. Um, and every once in a while, I come across a band that, if no one has heard of this band, I really, really want them to hear about it. And I've done this many a times, especially when I know I still talk a lot about them. Saving Abel, I think they're one of the most underrated bands that some people just don't even understand, don't like them. And I think people like Shinedown. But Saving Abel is kind of up there with them, I think. And some people may think they have like simple lyrics or whatever like that, but Saving Abel, I think, is some. I hope they stick around for a while. I hope they don't listen to people, not liking them and stuff like that. Um, but with that being said, I have a band today I kind of want to talk about, and I don't understand. It's hard to mark creativity, but once you hit something that can strike a chord with somebody and can really just by one song be hugely over. And them having a lot of great songs, it only takes one song to make, a big boom over here so you can look over there. In which they've been, probably producing music for probably 2, 3 years or more, and people haven't been paying attention. And it only takes that one song to people go, oh, what was that? And you look. And this band's called Highly Suspect. I was going to wait and I was going to talk about them in a music thing, but really, they need a proper touching, and I'm probably going to put them. That sounds really weird, a proper touching. Anyways, they do the proper talking about by themselves, and this is kind of what I'm talking about today, but kind of in general. They have a weird kind of, I don't want to say rap because that has a bad connotation when people say rap. Um, Kind of like he he kind of talks fast. He kind of talks fast, but then sings. So it's kind of cool the way he does it. And usually, I think some of his songs. I don't think they're all like this, but I know my Name Is Human is like one of their biggest hits. If you want to check them out, go check out My Name Is Human by Highly Suspect. And it's a great song. You got to give it a chance. You got to let it get into like the second, verse before you go, okay, this isn't for me. Because it may not be for you. It may not be if you're like into death metal and the shit, you ain't gonna like My Name Is Suspect or My Name Is Suspect. You ain't gonna like Highly Suspect. And, and don't watch them live on the internet either, because that might kind of lose some stuff for you too. Find the music video, the official video for My Name Is Human, and watch that. It's pretty cool. Um, there's some bands, there's some bands that when you see them live, sometimes it ruins it for it. Powerman 5000 is one of those. I'll tell you right now. I don't think they're that great live. I haven't seen anything like in a stadium of what they sound like live, and I would not buy a ticket to go see that live because I've seen them at Ozfest and they were not that good. Um, I would tell you this. I would probably pay to see Rob Zombie in an arena in a stadium, but it would probably be the same effect. He would probably not be good live because I think he depends a lot on fan reaction and fan interaction during the show, and I think he would do a whole lot of holding the mic toward us for us to sing the music for him during his shows. Um, experiences I've had seeing people live do I understand that some bands may not be the best live and you don't want to see them live because it could ruin your experience. And Suspect, they didn't ruin my experience, but seeing him in a straw hat kind of ruined a little bit for me. Suspect, but they do have some great songs, and for me to come across this band and go, wow, I've really got to tell somebody about this band because they are so good. And I've watched like five music videos by them over the course of a couple of days. And it was a couple of days ago. I was watching stuff the day before. I was doing the Alpha Music. There we go. Good Lord, my brain's lapsing and stuff. Um, but yeah, they have something about them, and it's like sometimes bands you just come across and you're just like, wow, I really like this band, and sometimes you don't know what it is, and this is one of those bands for me, in that I enjoy bands that are able to put together something that kind of almost makes you stop and think about like the lyrics, but not even that. It's just that you stop and you just want to just listen to the whole entire song, and you want to watch and you want to listen to more because they've intrigued you so much. And that's kind of what Highly Suspect has done for me, in that it made me want to hear more because it was something different. You know, every time you hear something different, a good example of this is Royal Blood. The first time I heard them on the radio, I was captivated, and it made me want to learn more about them. The same thing happened with White Stripes. The first time I heard Fell in Love with a Girl, I wasn't really into them. But then I heard Dead Leaves in the Dirty Ground, and I was hooked. I heard that song, and I was captivated. When I heard Fell in Love with a Girl, I think that I thought something was there, but I wasn't captivated yet. But then when I heard Dead Leaves in the Dirty Ground, and I heard they had another single too. What did White Stripes have before that? It was a slower song. I know it was a slower song. I just can't pick. I can't think of what it is. But it was kind of it was a slow song, almost like an acoustic song by the White Stripes. Really good, and it caught my attention. You know, these kind of bands that have that thing that you don't know what it is, it just makes you go, wow, I've got to learn more about them. And it's something that sometimes lacks in today's music. And when you finally get it, it's surprising that the whole world doesn't get it. And the record companies don't understand what they're missing. And maybe it's, you know, attitude, maybe it's, you know, they don't have the right manager or something like that to get them seen and heard by major record labels. I have no idea. All I know is sometimes it seems like there's a failure to connect with great musicians out there today. And bands like Highly Suspect, bands like Saving Abel, bands like I'm trying to think of bands that really I know one band is Boba Flex that I really truly adore. I love Boba Flex. But they tend to want to be a little edgy sometimes. And I think that's one of the problems where they're hard to connect, because in a time now where we're kind of getting out of that era where everybody wants to do drugs and drink and rock and roll. The rock and roll era is somewhat dead. I will say that. And people can comment down below if you want to. But it seems to me the rock and roll era is dead. It's not dead that we're going to go out and have a few drinks and party with our friends. That's not the era that's dead. The part that is dead is that all rock and rollers do cocaine and drugs and stuff like that. That's the era, I think, that's dead. There probably are still, musicians out there that do that when they get big and stuff like that. But for the most part, I think most people now, most musicians and bands now, see it as a business. And they know how hard it is to stick around in today's, music world, just because of the digital era and things like that, so they can't really do that. Now, I've gone way off the deep end, not talking about Highly Suspect, but going back this and going back full circle, I think the Highly Suspect, to me, has that thing, that intangible thing. I, I just got done watching Stephen Larson, and they used the word intangible, so that's why I guess I'm using it right now. It just felt kind of weird that it was in there, and it was kind of the right word I needed to have. Um, and the intangible thing about them, I can't, like I said, I can't really pinpoint it. But it's like the thing that you see in a band that you really, really enjoy, you know? And it's kind of like, I guess a great thing about this is that if somebody's not really a hard rock fan or a metal fan out there and you want to know what I'm talking about, I think the thing you want to think about is a rapper. There are tons of rappers out there, past, present, ones that you haven't even heard yet. What are you going to like about that rapper? Which ones do you like? Which ones do you not like? What's the thing that you like about that rapper? They're basically the same. I mean, if you think about it, there's certain styles, but even then, there's tons of other rappers out there that sound exactly the same. And honestly, here's a really, 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 really good example. Psychopathic Records, okay? ICP. Almost all the people, for the most part, there's a lot of people in there that about two or three of them sound the same. So they're in like batches, like Twisted kind of sound like ICP, except more of an updated version, but they pretty much sound like them. But they do a way better job. But if you think about it, they really do sound exactly the same. Then you take some other rap groups within the ICP, they kind of sound the same too. I'm sure there's one that sounds like ABK sort of, but you like that one over the other one. What's that intangible that one person has that makes you want to stand up and go, "Oh, I like that. I want to know more about that person." And I think that's what highly suspect. Good God, that's a hard word to say really fast. Highly suspect has. And like I said, it's not even really about this band, but I want people to check them out. If you have not heard of Highly Suspect and you like bands like Tool, you like bands like, if you're willing to give a new band a chance, check them out. They're more of a modern or a hard rock band, but I think they're pretty good. I think they have something. I hope they stick around for a while. I haven't really heard. I want to say I heard their name before, and I thought I heard the My Name Is Human. Maybe I already watched it like a long time ago, but didn't click with me. But now I've been listening to a lot of bands, a lot of music. But yeah, it's crazy, man. So, I mean, maybe this is a list down the road that I need to talk about, like bands that have intangible, ingredients. And I think, naming them right off the top of my head, Highly Suspect, White Stripes, Saving Abel, um, who did I would say? Saving Abel. I said somebody else. Oh, Royal Blood. They're really good. They have like their song, their whole album is great. Like if you haven't heard their album, check out their album. Good God. What is the other band I listened to that I listened to like almost all their songs? I'm trying to think of the name of their band. The band was. Oh man. AWOL Nation is almost. It's almost because that's pretty good, and I know it's pretty much like one guy I think doing it because it's kind of like I think I don't know what to call that when like electronic one person and they play instruments but then they make one album. I don't understand. What do you even call that? I don't know what you call that. One man band, I guess you can call that. I have no idea. Um, but there is a couple annoying songs I heard of them. So it he knows how to put songs together. I will tell you that. Um, there are people who are good writers, and then there's bands that have just things that you can't describe about them. I think Hank 3 is one as well. He can. I think I would listen to probably about a handful of songs that I just don't enjoy by him. But for the most part, almost all his songs are really, really good. He really puts a spin on all his songs that make them listenable. Um, I cannot think of that band for the life of me. I know a band, Avatar. They're really good. And I know why they're probably not popular. Their name is Avatar, the name of a popular movie. Probably why they're not like super popular right now because they probably nobody wants to have like majorly label them because they're gonna get confused. Um, but yeah, Avatar is really good. I'm trying to think. There was some band I like. I literally was flipping over. Like I just cannot remember the life of me. Like what that band was. But like if you have any bands that just really resonate with you, like when you heard them the first time, you're like, wow, I would really like this band. Let me know in the comments down below because there are certain bands that you just listen to and you immediately fall in love with. Um, I know one for me was Down, Phil Anselmo's band. I don't want to get people confused with System of a Down. Trust me, the first time I heard System of a Down, I laughed. I didn't. I walked out of the room. I was not. No, no. And I was in the phase. Also, I was in the phase when System of a Down was popular. I liked them, and I did like them. But listening back on them now, I'm not a huge fan. Like, I don't know what happened in that time period when they were popular. And I think part of it is that they just up and quit and, don't make any music anymore. That's part of it, I think. Because, when a band gets up and quits after like 2 or 3 albums, it's like, really? Like, I gave all my effort into you. And that's a whole other video. But, like, that should never happen. It's just stupid. That just makes you mad at the band when that happens. And you kind of don't want to, why do you want to buy a System of a Down shirt now? Like, there's no point because they're not getting back together. They're not going to do anything. And if they do get back together, they'll just go to one of the major cities. And if you don't live there, you're not going to get to see them again. They always go to New York, California, or Texas, or something like that. They never come to, like, Indiana. They would never do that because it's not a major town. And if they did go on tour, they'd probably charge, like, $100 a flipping ticket or something. See if you could name anything on the counter. That'd be a funny thing. The video. Can you name anything on the counter back there on the kitchen table? You can probably see one thing pretty clearly. It's a candy. Probably see a couple things. If you know your logos for your candy stuff, you might know. Anyways, I don't have anything else to really talk about. This is kind of something I want to talk about kind of briefly about, having that one band that kind of makes you kind of go, I really like them. And I really don't have no idea what I'm going to call this video, but I thought it would be kind of an interesting video to record. I'll probably record a couple few videos here. I can't talk at all. I'll probably record a couple more videos today so I can have them to upload tomorrow. Just so it's a lot easier on me. It seems to be a lot easier when I do that anyway, when I record like a couple videos in advance. The weekend's kind of rough on me because like I said, Friday and Saturday are kind of days I need to put pre-recorded videos up because I don't really have a whole lot of time to do this kind of stuff. And I like the camera on the phone because it's super awesome. I get videos like that all the time, but it's all kind of looks the same. I think that's why YouTube was like, you're putting up the same video. I'm like, no, I'm not. Damn it, son of a bitch. The good thing it was like basically like if this video ended up being flagged like, oh, it's a duplicate, then I'd be like, no, it's not, because there's different stuff in the background. Like I don't understand why that would happen. But I can see. I hope somebody's not flagging my videos a duplicate because that'd be stupid. It's not. People need to watch the damn video. But I didn't really know what to do in that situation. I just deleted the video and said, okay, whatever. Because it wasn't really a worthwhile video anyway. It was basically a channel update. But I'm not going to label it as a channel update because then nobody would click on it. So it was kind of a like, I talked about other stuff and then also updates on the channel. But it was basically a channel update. Didn't really have anything worthwhile in it. I think I talked about a couple things, but I totally don't even remember what it was. I wish I could go back and listen to it, but I don't think I can. I already deleted it off my phone. So, what did I tell you? I turned the camera on and I started yawning, no matter what. Anyways, there's my video, 20 minutes long, nearly. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Any random topics like this you may talk about, leave a comment down below. This is kind of music related. It's a Monday video. But it is a Monday video, so you may get a review of this as well today. We'll see what happens. Hope you guys enjoy everything. You might get an After Dark video late tonight. You never know, because I'm driving. Anyways, like, comment, subscribe. Keep rocking. And keep on finding those bands that have those intangible things. Yeah. Keep rocking. And keep it on smacking that donkey's booty. I don't know where that came from. But anyways, later.